Hi guys, this is Carla, and again here for another review. This time I'm going to review the first episode, or really the first two episodes of Heroes Reborn, which is, of course, the continuation of the Heroes TV series created by Tim Kring that debuted quite a few years ago now. I'm not exactly sure how many, but it was pretty popular, so they decided to make a new series about in that continuity. Now, before I actually go into the review of the episode, I have to comment that I did not watch Heroes in its entirety. Like a lot of people, I really loved the very first season of Heroes. I thought it was one of the best TV shows I ever seen. And then quality started going down somewhere around the second season. So I pretty much only watched like half of the second season and then I quit. There were 4 seasons in total. But I only watched like 1.5. So I am hoping that this new show doesn't necessarily require me to know what happened in like seasons 3 and 4 because I have no idea. I got so mad with the declining quality that I didn't even bother to figure out how it ended. So yeah, I go into this kind of hesitant, but out of my love of what was the first season and all the potential the show had, I just want to watch and see what they do with this new version of it. So hopefully it'll be good. Now, going into the first episode, or really they aired 2 episodes together, so it was like one huge 80-minute thing. So basically I was very happy to see that they didn't necessarily require for me to know all the stuff I missed from the first series. I basically have the general gist of it from the first series, and it seems more than enough. I didn't really have any point when I went, I don't understand what's happening because I missed something. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that I don't understand yet. It's only the first episode, but I don't feel it's because of my lack of information. So that was good. I think all the things that needed to be explained for like new people going into the show were explained pretty quickly without excessive need of, exposition. So I thought they did very well in that regard. So basically I go into this thing and it was an okay episode. I didn't necessarily dislike it, but the first half, like the first actual episode, the first 43 or so minutes, I did find it a bit boring. Like I would catch myself kind of drifting in and out. I think most of it has to do with the fact that I never really liked the idea of Noah Bennet being the protagonist. Basically, I really loved him in the original Hero series in the first season because he was such a great villain. I think this guy plays such an amazing villain. That's why he's sort of cast in that role over and over in other shows like Castle, for example. He does such a great villain, and that's what I really liked about him in Heroes, because he could literally be killing people in cold blood in one scene, and then the next scene he would be world's greatest dad. And that was chilling to me. It was incredible how could he could just snap from one to the other really quickly. And it's scary to think that any person that seems perfectly nice and perfectly successful with a perfectly great family and just a perfect life can also be a killer in disguise. So I really liked that aspect of him, and that was kind of one of the things that put me off of the subsequent seasons of Heroes, the fact that they basically tried to make him a good guy. And I totally get that he loves his daughter, but that doesn't necessarily make him good. I mean, the whole appeal of the character was his dubious morality. So I didn't like it. I felt like they, I don't know, I just felt like they ruined him in a sense, and that was part of why I stopped watching Heroes. And then this episode, especially the first part of it, it's kind of, again, Noah trying to, have a good life and trying to forget the past and just trying to be a father to his daughter despite their arguments and whatever. So, I don't know. I just kind of blanked out for most of it. I don't care for his new fiance. I don't know. I wasn't really interested until it became obvious that something weird happened. Because first I didn't really get the whole Primatech explosion thing. I thought, I didn't really get the idea that he was going to find Claire there. I thought he was just going on his own, kind of. So I didn't really understand that Claire was quote-unquote dead until he told this conspiracy theory guy that his daughter died in the explosion. I had no idea. So up until that point, then I started caring. Because I really liked Claire from the first movie, and I know that she's not really coming back at this point, because, I don't know, Hayden Panettiere is busy with other shows, and I don't think she really wants to come back to Heroes, honestly. So I don't expect her to necessarily return now, but I would have liked for the door to remain open on that, and that's one thing that really drew me in, just the possibility that something weird happened that day and Claire isn't actually dead. That's what I'm hoping for. Like, maybe if this season is successful, maybe they'll bring her back for, I don't know, some sort of recurring role, because I really liked Claire. Apart from that, I really got a kick out of all the little hints they threw as to the previous series. Like, I don't think I actually got into the episode until the moment the Haitian popped up. I love that guy. Like, I cheered. He was one of the most mysterious characters in the original series. Like, we didn't even know his name for the longest time. So, and just the idea that he could wipe people's memories without them even knowing that they were. And I love the idea of Noah actually asking him to wipe his memory because of something that happened on the day of the explosion. So I thought that was awesome. Like, when the whole sequence where he goes into the ophthalmologist office and he's trying to remember, but he doesn't really remember, and then the Haitian is there, and I cheered. And then they went and killed him in the next scene. Like, how is that fair? I was so happy when he was there, and then all of a sudden he's dead? Really? Really, show? But, well, that's just, I guess that's just my luck, Whenever I'm excited about a character, they kick the bucket. But still, I like the idea, because a lot of what drew me in to the first Hero series was kind of the mystery, the thriller of it all, the idea that there was some huge conspiracy behind all these things that nobody really understood completely, and that just wanting to know what that was about, it really drew me in. And in this one, I'm hoping, like, I'm not as hooked as I was from the beginning in the previous series, but it's nice to see that they're trying to bring back some sort of memory regarding Primatech and Bennet and all these companies that suddenly have to do with the Evos. Another thing that I really liked about the first series was that it was very much based on the idea of, like, XMen type stories where people get powers, and not only do they have to deal with these powers and learn how to control them, they also have to deal with the fact that other people who don't have powers reject them for them. So there's the whole prejudice storyline that you have to deal with, and that is so relevant in the actual world that we live in. I mean, we don't have powers, but we do have people who are rejected for being different. So that's why I love X-Men, and that's what drew me to Heroes in the first place. That it made me think of X-Men in that sense, and I like that they seem to be trying to go back to that with this new series. With this whole idea of registration and whatnot, so that was interesting. As for the new characters, I liked Tommy. I mean, he's a cute kid. I liked him. I thought the whole thing where he pines for this girl is kind of adorable. And, you know, the fact that all of a sudden the girl's boyfriend, I mean, they're obviously not very smart if he was using his powers in a place where everybody could see them. But I like the idea that the boyfriend got wind of it. And even though he couldn't actually kill the jerk who beats him up and his mother, dude somehow disappeared. And I like that this made him friends with the guy who used to bully him. Because it's very interesting in that sense. And I look forward to seeing where the romance thing goes with the girl. They're cute. The dude with the hat, I'm guessing, is sort of the Haitian this time around. He can do something to people's memories or confuses people with the little coin, or I don't know what it is he does, but he seems interesting, and his glasses look a lot like Noah's, so, point there. As far as little Jose goes, with Uncle Carlos and his father who died, I mean, I just met the dude, so I didn't really feel anything when he died, and honestly, I don't like the whole idea of El Vengador. I was also really annoyed that they were speaking in Spanish when it's more than clear that they don't really speak it all that well. It's a pet peeve of mine because my native language is Spanish, but it's just, I guess I don't feel that much for them yet. I like the idea of the Underground Railroad, but apart from that, I guess I have to wait and see. I'm going to guess that Carlos has some sort of power, because honestly, that Medal of Honor, he didn't get that cleanly, because the way he behaves, he just didn't get it cleanly. Like, something happened there, and I'm thinking it's probably that he has some sort of power. I mean, it's genetic after all, so who knows. Speaking of the new characters, then, the one I was so excited about Miko. I was so excited when she got there, and Ren started showing her the manga that had like her in it and how she was part of a game. And I was really interested because it seemed like something like Isaac was in the first series. Like, somebody out there is drawing your life. How is that happening? And I liked that idea. And when she went into the room and grabbed the sword, I thought, heck yeah, we're gonna get some Oren Ishii kick-ass moments, because I'm like, yeah, she's gotta be badass. But at the same, and then she unsheaths the sword and she just goes into the game, and that's where they lost me, because it doesn't seem all that interesting, honestly. I wanted to see her kick ass in real life. That would have been awesome. Like, what if she got like the mental abilities of the game girl, you know, and she could use them in real life to kick people's ass? That would have been awesome. But seeing her kick ass in the game, it was I didn't really care for it. So hopefully from here on, and seeing the way the episode ended gives me some hope that they will have her use her powers in real life too. But at the same time, that fight wasn't really kick-ass at all. Like, they have to work on their choreography, because that was it's kind of meh. I didn't care for that. She didn't even use the sword. I mean, I get that she can't use it, but she can use a cheat. I mean, it's a sword. You can use it to hit people. So I was hoping for more from that scene. I hope in the future they make those scenes better, because I really don't care to see her fight in the game. I want to see her fight for real. And I don't know much about her father or why she's so intent on looking for him. I mean, obviously it's her father, but I'm just like, okay, look for your father, but I'm not invested in that yet. I like Ren. Ren is cute. He's funny. I guess they're trying to go for this Ando hero thing. again, and that's always interesting, and I like Japanese culture, so it was pretty cool to like try to translate the lines without reading. Which I'm not very good at it, but I know a few words, so every once in a while I could catch something. As far as the powers go, the other powers, I liked Tommy's power. I thought it was pretty cool, like the idea that he can kind of open up wormholes or some sort and pull people in and then dump them somewhere else. I thought that was pretty cool. And Jose's little kitty pride, going through solid objects thing was cute. I like Kitty Pryde. She's one of my favorite characters in X-Men, so I like the little nod to that. As for the rest, I guess I was excited to see Zachary Levi in it. I thought he was cool. I don't really know much of who he's working for, what he's doing, what the reason for everything is. I tend to have problems seeing Zach as like a serious grown-up because I'm so used to thinking of him as Chuck, and I'm so used to like seeing him geek out about stuff online because he's really big in the geek community. So I have a bit of trouble seeing him as a kind of murderous, rampaging, grieving father, I guess. But we'll see where it goes. I like the idea that he's smart and his wife is trigger happy. I don't care for the wife. Like, I could really care less about her, but I like the idea that he's the one that says, hey, stop and think. And she's the one that just goes killing people. That was funny. I also like Conspiracy Theory Guy, whose name I never heard, or I don't know, I guess I tuned out at the wrong moment, but I don't know his name. I thought it was cute that he started off as like pretty much comedic relief, and then we find out that his sister. So that's interesting. And if we know what happened to his sister, we'll find out what happened to Claire. So that was nice. Chinese dude who can fly, great. He can fly. That's awesome. He'll be this season's Flyman. Yay. On the other hand, there's the blonde girl, who was kind of controlling the Aurora. I guess the Aurora is this show's solar eclipse of sorts. I'm guessing that's the thing which they say is coming. Some sort of disaster that will change things around. And then there's, of course, the big reveal, which actually kind of shocked me. I mean, it wasn't when they started focusing on the girl at the bar, like I knew something weird was going on, and since they had just mentioned Molly Walker, I'm like, I wonder if that's her. And I mean, I kind of was expecting it, but at the same time when they confirmed it, I was like, whoa, that's not really Molly, is it? Because come on, she can't be that grown up. Oh my gosh, she was a little kid. I feel so old now. Like, seriously, what the heck? So I liked that. I liked that they brought her back. I liked Molly. I thought she was cute, and her power is really convenient for everybody involved. So she's one that definitely had to come back, but I just wasn't expecting her to be so grown up. Oh my god. We don't know who these people are working for, who just captured her. I mean, I guess the company, whatever the name was that Primatech sort of became, or whatever. But we don't know much yet. I guess we'll find out. And I really like that she's kind of making a living out of hustling people with powers. That's totally, I mean, for a kid who's on the streets and has no way to defend herself, or is trying to find a way to make a living easily, that's the best thing she can do, and she's pretty cool about it, so I like that. All in all, I guess, another thing, I mean, I didn't like El Vengador thing, but I remember at the moment he was dying, when he was shot, that he kind of killed everyone and then ducked into a into an alley, and he was covered with all this smoke. And I remember at the time I thought, that's convenient smoke, great. And now I'm kind of wondering if it was the priest trying to help him. So I hope they eventually confirm that, because that would be really cool. All in all, I thought this episode was, the first episode, the first half that they aired, the first 40 or so minutes were kind of blah. I didn't really care for them. I kind of tuned out for half of it. So it wasn't necessarily the best start. The second part got better. I liked that quite a bit. So I hope they try to stick with that tone rather than the one in the first half. But yeah, it's one of those shows that I'm like, okay, I'll keep them going just to see if maybe they start actually revealing things. But what I found lacking was that there was kind of no money shot here, because whenever I think about Heroes, the original series, I kind of flash back to that moment when Claire falls and she throws herself and breaks all her bones, and then she puts herself back together. And for the time when Heroes came out, that was mind-blowing. Like that moment, that scene will forever be branded in my mind as one of the great moments of sci-fi television. It's just, whenever I think of Heroes, I think of that scene. In this show, while it's been okay, I didn't hate it or anything, and it started to get better towards the end, it doesn't really have that money shot that I was expecting from Heroes. Like, I need some punch moment to really draw me in. And this one didn't have that, so I'm feeling like there should have been. Because it's been a lot of, things are happening, mystery, but no moment really kind of has that oomph factor that I want. So I hope in the future they actually give us more of that. Apart from the Molly moment, I didn't see it in this episode, so I'm kind of thinking it was okay. It didn't exactly blow me over, but I'll keep watching and see how it goes. Maybe the season will get better as it progresses. Maybe it won't. We'll see what happens. So that's about it for my review. This was a long one because it was 2 episodes in one. So I hope you stayed with me for the whole thing. If not, I understand. But if you guys want to read and listen to more reviews of other TV shows, just go to thegeekypub.com and you will find a bunch of them. So be sure to go and browse around. It's a pretty cool website, if I do say so myself. As for now, I'm done with this review, so I will see you next time. Bye.